We're gonna try to fix our Tailwind CSS installation, which seems to be broken. I must have did a very sloppy job in getting it set up. I thought it worked at some point. Maybe it did. I don't know. Let's have a look at the Drupal libraries.yml file where we put the base Tailwind CSS declaration in. I'm gonna get rid of it, and we're gonna have a look at Drupal 10 theme, because we know the rest of the system is working. Like I have the npm run dev running right here, where it is actually generating the dist tailwind.css file. The problem is Drupal's just not picking it up, which leads us to this libraries.yaml. Drupal 10 theme add CSS. I searched it, clicked this accidentally, and then I thought I would start up the video. And so I'm going to click this one now. Documentation needs review. Differences from Drupal 7, which we don't care about anymore. Like, Laravel knows how to do it. Why can't Drupal? CSS theme. CSS, cuddly slider CSS. Defining a library. Define all of your, okay, the process. To load CSS or JS assets, save the CSS or JS file to a file using the proper naming conventions and file structure. What are those? For Drupal 9, hopefully it still applies, but you never know. I would hate to read this all and it doesn't apply anymore, like that base. Maybe it, I don't know if it does anymore. I'm just going to not read that. We're going to look at this and try to deduce it for ourselves. Define a library. Define a library which registers these CSS JS files with your theme. Defining a library, which just brings us down to right there. Attach the library to all pages to specific blah 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 blah. Define all your asset libraries in a libraries YAML file in your theme folder. If your theme is named Fluffiness, the file should be library. Well, this is it right here, Drupaliness, because it's not Fluffiness anymore. What keys do we have in here? Component under CSS, which has a whole bunch of component CSS links like field, form. We're gonna minimize component. We have dialog, version, CSS, component, another the dialog component. So this is a library called dialog. This is the base stuff. This is drop button library, file library, image widget library, which contains only CSS as well, indented CSS. I'm just looking through to see if we find anything other than CSS for one, or just if we notice anything out of the ordinary. So we're going to want to define a Tailwind library maybe, but I'd rather stick it in the base still. Yeah, it belongs in the base, I think. What did I do up here earlier? I put base in base. Look at that. That's not going to work. I don't think. Theme. Let's try changing it to CSS theme. And leave it at this Tailwind. We're going to kill our Control C, kill our npm run dev and run it again. We are going to clear the cache of Drupal with Drush. We will go back to this Drupal site. We will open a theme file to edit again and see if we can use Tailwind. Layout. page header class equals border. I think we can just do border black. I was just looking at it. Yep, border black. Do that. Drush CR again. Reload. Reload. And nothing. Also, I do want to disable CSS and JS aggregation. So we're going to redo this settings.local.php again by copying the example from web arts project group websites. That's it. We're going to copy it from here, paste it into default as just settings.local.php. I think ddev does this again. I think I already been over this. Maybe not. No, we're good. All right. Let's minimize that. This is supposed to pick up settings in there where I had trouble with Twig. This is where we want to disable CSS and JS aggregation, which means all the CSS and JS that's defined in these libraries will, when they're aggregated, they will be all mashed up into one file and minified. But if we disable aggregation, it will keep them in separate files. So when you're developing, you can easily find and debug instead of trying to debug a minified file. I can see this right here doesn't look right compared to the rest either. So that's a problem. Maybe. Although it should just mean there's no keys. Okay, first of all, let's finish this. I'm going to close that ddev. We're going to change these two to true. Disable, false. Yes. Disable caching configuration. So we should test with internal control nailed, ensure cacheability, dynamic page cache. We'll leave all these. If we disable all of these, it gets pretty slow because they rebuilt everything from the beginning. I could have sworn all this was already done somewhere, but whatever. Having it there is not going to hurt anything, I don't think. Clear the cache, reload, and then we're going to start trying to figure out this Tailwind again. Let's verify there's the border black class, which is supposed to be picked up. Oh, it is being picked up by Tailwind. Something fishy's going on. 1 opacity. I wonder if it was being picked up this whole time and I'm just doing something else wrong. This is the header. It should have a black border around it. Why doesn't it though? Border black. Border color. Border 110px solid. That's why. I just didn't know how to use Tailwind correctly, I guess. Not only do we have to, oh, we're just setting the border color. No wonder why it wasn't working. I tried doing this at like 3 in the morning and recording at the same time, and it didn't work out very well. You can watch that if you want. But we're going to do this properly now since we do actually have a working installation. Look at that. I'm so excited I forgot what we're doing. Can't you tell? Border width. We'll stick a border 2 or just border on our class beside bordered black. And then we're going to reload without drush CR. Nothing happened. We're going to reload with drush CR. And it worked. Good gracious. All right, we got a fixed Tailwind installation. And next we will theme the heck out of this thing.